Yeah, good evening. My name's Karen Ravenscroft. I'm the police commander at Middlesbrough. The reason I'm here this evening is, well, initially it was as a result of an invitation to come and be a speaker, but clearly the police have a key role to play within the criminal justice system. But what I'm particularly interested in is explaining to people how we currently engage with our local communities, all communities, but in this particular case, particularly BME and Muslim communities, to explain how we currently do that, but also to use it as an opportunity to ask the people that are going to be coming this evening about what more we can actually do to try and improve how we engage with them. And for me, it's more than just consultation, it's actually about that engagement and how we continue to work with them. So I see that as a real opportunity to do that. I mean, some of the things that we do with all communities, which we have things like beat surgeries and community council ward meetings, which we do on a 4-weekly basis, and we do that right across Middlesbrough, as I say, with all communities. But some of the things that we've done specifically in relation to some of the Muslim communities, we'll regularly, neighbourhood policing officers will regularly attend the mosques. I mean, we have things like the independent advisory group, which is what we see as being a key critical friend, where they obviously can bring issues to us, reflect back the needs of local communities, any issues that local communities have, and as well as actually question us in relation to kind of decisions that we're making or policies that we might have in place. So things like, for example, a stop and search, police stop and search, which has always been a kind of potentially controversial issue, but about asking us questions, and we produce all the data and everything for them to actually look at and ask questions around that to make sure that if we are using those powers, then we're doing so in a kind of fair and equitable manner, and we're not particularly targeting any element of the community, and provide that reassurance through that group, who, as I say, we do very much see as a critical friend. I mean, the community council meetings that we do on a ward basis, every 4 weeks they've got an opportunity as a local community to influence what are going to be the priorities for the neighbourhood policing teams and other officers in those local areas, so that we're actually addressing the issues that affect local communities, and not just something that might be a diktat from the Home Office in relation to a particular priority.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Rayaz. I'm chair of Stockton District Police Independent Advisory Group. We're a critical friend to the police, and we link in with various different community organisations, and if they have any problems, then we discuss it with the police, and it basically brings both sides, the police and the members of the particularly the Asian community, together and build up trust, and see if we can have safer communities in the area. We've discussed various issues, for example, terrorism, how we can radicalisation of young youths in the area, how the police can actually work with the local communities to make sure that the children, are learning the right path of Islam rather than the wrong path of Islam that's actually being portrayed in the media. Terrorism, how we can avoid it, what to look out for, how the public can help the police if they suspect, there's anything going on within the community. I definitely recommend that, the members of the community should come forward. At the end of the day, we live here, all right? We live in UK. We want safer communities. We want better schools. We want better working relationships with the police and the local community. So definitely, I would say, particularly the young people of our society, by all means get in touch with myself or people like yourself, or people from other walks of life, and do engage within the community work, right? And it doesn't take you don't have to be a genius to actually come along and work with organisations like the police or the way the Asian community or the Muslim community can actually improve. It's by communicating, just by having a simple dialogue. It's better to talk than to have an argument, or to have a conflict. And by talking and by getting involved and by attending various different meetings or having venues and different events, it's just very, very simple, right? And I urge all, particularly young Muslims of all walks of life. Doesn't matter whether you're professional or non-professional or whatever, right? We're part of this community, and it's our duty to make sure that we have safer communities and safer partnership.
At the moment, I'm training as advisor on Citizen Advice Bureau. So and I've done, in the past I've done work in the mosque as a volunteer in the mosque committee. I think work in being a community, especially Muslim community, facing all these problems in the society today, it is very necessary to engage with all the authorities, especially with the criminal justice system, because all the crimes our youths are doing and all over the community, like where in the media there's a lot of things going on about Muslim community. So if Muslim community is aware of all these things, and if there's a link between the criminal justice system and community, they can work better and they can sort the problems out in a better way. Previously, I worked, when I was in a mosque committee, I worked with the police. We used to be in touch with police all the time. We used to have meetings in the mosques. Police officers used to come and brief us about the problems we have or anything to do with the community. They used to come and we used to discuss, especially after Friday prayers, when there's a lot of people in the mosque. Then many times Chief Constable came, and we had a good relation with the police at that time. Yes, as an interpreter, I work a lot with the police because this is a part of my job. When I do interpreting, then I do all the interviews and go with the police if they need to raid somewhere or anything, you know, if there's any language barriers, and if they need, if they think there is a need for an interpreter, and I'm on a national register, so they call me, and I work with the police, and I work in the courts as well.